Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking something that is honestly absolutely wild and a little bit unsettling. We're going to look at how your innocent afternoon stroll to catch a Pikachu was, in reality, the front end of a massive global operation. Seriously, that cute augmented reality app on your phone, it was secretly drafting you into building an inescapable, hyper-precise surveillance grid. It turns out, throwing Pokeballs was really about building the world's digital twin.
Okay, let's jump right into this incredibly stark quote from our source material. The biggest reverse labor heist ever. That is a bold claim, right? But what Niantic, the company behind Pokémon GO, pulled off is nothing short of corporate genius. They didn't just design a viral game, they engineered a system that convinced everyday people to voluntarily map the entire globe for them, completely for free.
So you have to ask yourself, did you catch them all, or did they catch you? Because while you thought you were out there hunting shiny Charizards or battling to take over your local gym, millions of you were actually being tricked, or let's say highly incentivized, into becoming unpaid land surveyors. Without even realizing it, players were generating the exact data Niantic needed to construct a complete 3D digital replica of the physical world.
Let's dive right into Section 1, Patenting Reality. To really grasp what's happening here, we need to understand this term, Large Geospatial Model, or LGM. In 2024, Niantic finally showed their cards, and proved they aren't just a quirky gaming studio, they're an AI powerhouse. An LGM isn't just taking flat satellite photos, it's actively ingesting the camera scans from players' phones to stitch together a centimeter-perfect 3D digital twin of our reality. Think about ChatGPT reading the whole internet to understand text. Well, Niantic's AI is literally reading, understanding, and mapping the physical environment you walk through every single day, turning reality into a machine-readable network.
To put the sheer scale of this into perspective, look at this number, 30 billion. That's the number of images Niantic fed into their AI to train it. And the crazy part? They didn't hire a single photographer to take them. You did. This massive dataset was built entirely by players who were just pointing their cameras at local monuments, parks, and street corners while playing the game.
Now, you might be thinking, well, whatever, I'll just delete my app. Yeah, it's a bit too late for that. Even if you abandoned your virtual EB years ago, your scans are a permanent piece of their AI jigsaw puzzle. Because of the way these complex models learn, retraining the AI to forget your specific camera panning is practically impossible. We're talking a massive undertaking that could cost the company anywhere from $6 to $10 million just to attempt. Your physical footprints are permanently baked into their digital concrete. And this is where it gets a little scary, because Niantic is actively trying to patent reality itself with their visual positioning system. Standard GPS, that just puts a blue dot on a map and says, hey, you're somewhere in this 10-meter circle. But a visual positioning system, powered by those billions of player images, tracks you down to the exact centimeter. It knows you are standing next to a specific park bench, looking precisely at a specific brick on the ground. Moving on to Section 2, the last meter problem. Why did they need you to build this?
For years, massive tech companies were completely stuck on a major hurdle. Think about Google Street View. It's awesome, but it relies on cars. Cars can't drive into your local nature trail, they can't cruise through the mall, and they definitely can't map out private plazas. But you know who can? A distracted gamer looking at their phone. By tapping into human foot traffic, Niantic completely bypassed the limitations of cars.
And the financial payoff for solving that last meter problem is staggering. $15 billion. That's roughly what it would have cost them to hire professional land surveyors to map out all those hard-to-reach spaces. By simply letting your foot traffic do the heavy lifting, they skipped the bill completely and eventually pocketed over $6 billion in net profit. It is an absolute masterclass in crowdsourcing.
So, let's get into Section 3, the reverse labor heist. How on earth did they convince millions of people to do $15 billion worth of tedious work for free?
The secret? They hid the labor right inside the gameplay loop. We can call this the Poffin paradox. If you wanted a Poffin, which is this highly desirable little digital treat for your virtual pet, you had to buy it with Pokecoins. To get those coins without pulling out your actual credit card, the game gave you AR mapping tasks. It literally told you to walk around and record continuous 3D video scans of a specific object or area. You were literally doing a chore, a highly specialized 3D scanning task, just to earn fake treats for a fake monster. It's brilliant, but also kind of mind-blowing when you think about it.
And the economics of this are just wow. If you actually crunch the numbers on how much time it took you to walk over there, do the scan, and earn the 100 Pokecoins needed for that Poffin, you were essentially working as an independent data contractor for a wage of roughly $1 an hour.
It's honestly a digital age version of those exploitative 19th century company towns. Back in the day, miners were paid in company scrip, fake money that was only good at the company store. Here, you generated immense, tangible value for Niantic's AI development, but your payment was Pokecoins. You had zero real economic exit, and the fake currency just flowed straight back into Niantic's digital storefront.
Now, if you're sitting there thinking this sounds way more like a highly sophisticated intelligence operation than a cute video game, well, Section 4, the intelligence pedigree.
This didn't just pop out of nowhere. Let's look at the founder of Niantic, John Honke. Back in 2001, he founded Keyhole, a mapping company famously funded by In-Q-Tel. In case you don't know, that's the CIA's venture capital arm. That mapping tech was so revolutionary that Google bought it to build Google Earth. Honke then formed Niantic inside Google, spun it out, and launched Pokémon GO. So this game, it was essentially the ultimate Trojan horse, a brilliantly disguised app built by intelligence-backed mapping experts to solve a global data collection problem.
Which brings us to the endgame. Section 5, the landlord of reality.
Niantic didn't gather all this data just for fun. Their goal is to own the definitive spatial model of augmented reality. And if they own the map, everyone else has to pay them rent. We're talking entertainment giants like Disney or Sony wanting to project a movie scene into your local park, or digital marketers pinging your phone the exact microsecond you walk past a specific product in a store aisle. Even law enforcement could theoretically use this centimeter-precise grid for tracking fugitives. Niantic wants to be the absolute landlord of the future internet.
And guys, this machine, it's still running. Sure, 85% of the player base has moved on since the absolute mania of summer 2016. But that remaining 15%? That's still 34.2 million active users. There is an army of over 34 million people out there today, right now, blindly refining and updating Niantic's spatial database every single day.
The really terrifying truth about this whole thing is the permanence of it all. Like any free-to-play mobile game, a day will eventually come when the servers get shut down. The game won't make money anymore, and the app will just disappear from your phone. But that digital Panopticon, that flawless 3D replica of our world that players painstakingly map for them, that's never going offline.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a question to ponder the next time you boot up a location-based app. What happens to our privacy when the cute digital monsters finally vanish into the ether, and the only thing left behind is the massive, centimeter-perfect surveillance machinery you helped build? It really makes you look at your smartphone camera a whole new way, doesn't it? Thanks for diving into this with me.